So for your 3 problems, you were supposed to write the time shown on the clock in a different way. So for number 5, we have an analog clock. So to read this clock, we're going to look at our hour hand first. Our hour hand is our shorthand. Our hour hand is in between 11 and 12. So because it's not all the way to the 12, we would say that the hour is still 11. And then moving on to our minutes, that our minute hand is our long hand. And our minute hand is pointing to the number 4. So when I figure out my minutes, I always have to start at 12, and then I'm going to skip count by 5 until I get to the closest number to the minute, to where the minute hand is pointing. All right, and so because that minute hand is pointing at 4, that represents 20 minutes. So the time displayed on this analog clock is 11:20. So for number 6, it gives you the time on a digital clock. And so you were asked to read this clock and write what that would look like on an analog clock. So starting with hours, like always, our hour is 7. So I'm going to draw, starting at the middle, my shorthand, and it can go a little bit past the 7, but not too far, pointing to the 7 or a little bit past the 7. And then my minute hand is 39. I'm not my minute hand, my minutes are 39. So when I go to draw my long minute hand, okay, so I'm going to start at 12 so that we can know where to stop. So if we have 5, 10, 15, 20, almost there, 25, 30, and 35. So I can do this either 2 ways. I can go to the 40 and then go back 1, or I can just go up 4. Because this is at 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. So I actually want my minute hand pointing right about here. Okay, so that is the same time on an analog clock. And then finally, we have another analog clock. We're going to read it and write the time below. So my hour hand is right before the 9, right? It's past the 8, right before the 9. But because it's not all the way to the 9, we would say the hour is still 8. And then the minutes, my minute hand is pointing close to the 9. I would say about 1 minute past or behind the 9. So if we were to skip count by 5, starting at 12, 0, let me do my black, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and I can either go to the 45 and then go back 1 minute, or I can just add up 1 minute until I get to right here. So I know either way I do it, it'll land me on 44 minutes. And so I would say that the time shown on the clock is 8:44. And that is it.